Hi, and welcome to Fine Art Fridays. These are my girls who are 8 and 6, and our little man is 4. He's upstairs resting right now. But these guys are gonna do the drawing with me today, and what we're going to draw is this rocket. It's a very simple and easy rocket, and I'm just gonna show you how to use lines and shapes to create it. And then at the end of this video, I'm gonna give you a challenge to draw a different type of rocket every day for 5 days. So that's what we're gonna do today. So go gather your supplies. You're gonna need a pencil. You're going to need some markers. You're going to need some watercolor paints with a paintbrush and some water and a yellow crayon. Those are the things you're going to need. So go get all that along with a half sheet of paper. My paper is a half size sheet, and get ready to go, and we'll come back together and we'll start making our rockets. Okay, so now that we've got our paper set up, I like to tape the edge of my paper down to my board, because that way when I'm finished, I can take the tape off and I have a nice crisp edge, and also holds it in place so I don't have to worry about it sliding all over the place. So we're gonna draw this rocket, and usually when we show something moving on a piece of paper, we draw things diagonally. So that's why we're drawing our rocket on a diagonal. Now this is just a very simple, easy, basic rocket. And your challenge, like I said before, is to come up with 5 new rockets this week. You're gonna come up with, or spacecrafts, it doesn't even have to be a rocket, some sort of spacecraft that you're gonna draw, and then I want you to post it on my Facebook page, which is Yellow Spot Sun, so I can see them. All right, so let's get started. I've got my fine point Sharpie marker, so you can see it up on the screen, but you guys use a pencil. The first thing that we're going to do, we're gonna draw the outline of this rocket, so I'm gonna put a little dot over here and towards the corner, and then I'm going to draw, just watch me first, I'm going to draw a curved line and then another curved line. So that's the outline of my rocket ship right there. Now let's do the bottom, and this is also a curved line. Okay. This rocket's a little bit fatter than that one, and that's okay, it's not a problem. Now let's draw the legs. I've got 3 legs that you can see. The first 2 legs, watch what I'm gonna do. I'm going to go curve line, point, and bring it back up. Other leg, I wanna try to make it even, so I'm going to go curve line up off my paper, point, and then bring it back up. It's okay that it went off my paper. And then this middle leg right here is actually going to look like a long skinny rectangle, because you can only see one side of it. All right, so there are my 3 legs. Now the next thing, I'm gonna put 3 windows on my rocket. You don't have to put 3 windows, but all those are circles. So I've got 1 circle with another on the inside, and I'm gonna make 2 smaller circles. Okay, and I want to add some decoration to this. So, curve line, and then 2 more curve lines down here. Stop where that meets. Stop, pick up, and then continue. Okay, now the last thing that we want to do, we want to make it look like there's some metal attached with some screws and bolts, or nuts and bolts. So I'm going to make a curved line with a series of little dots all the way down. And then the same thing over here. Okay, and that's our rocket. We have our boosters and then the fire that we're gonna draw real quick. So booster, and I put little lines in there. Okay, and then the fire that's gonna come out. And it comes off the edge of my paper here. And if you want, you can make these little diagonal lines looking like it's moving fast. Okay. Don't forget some sort of planet. Oh, I forgot this part. Some sort of planet over here. It can be a made-up planet. It can be a planet that you know. I'm going to make one with rings. like Saturn. You can make whatever kind of planet you want. If you want to make another planet over here, go right ahead. And that's our rocket. Super easy, super simple. Now we're going to color the background first, and then we'll come back and we'll color our rocket. Okay, before we color our rocket, I want us to paint our background, because what I realized is that if once I colored this first with marker and I got a little bit of water on the marker, it made it bleed, and we don't want that to happen. So we're going to color the background first, and before we do that, we're going to put some yellow dots on our paper, because that's going to look like some stars. And the wax and the crayon will also resist the watercolor paint. So do that, and then go get your watercolors. All right, when we paint the background, I'm just going to get my paintbrush wet, add a little bit of black, because I don't want it too dark. And then I'm just going to carefully brush the black paint on. And as you see, the yellow starts to poke through or shine through because it's resisting that watercolor paint. So paint this. Don't add too much water. Too much water is going to make your paper get really weak and it could tear, so don't add too much water. Okay, so you finish painting up the background, and then we'll let that dry, and then we'll come together and we'll color a little bit of our rocket. So now that my paper is a little bit dry, I'm going to add some color to my rocket, and I'm going to color using red and blue and a little bit of orange and yellow. Now when you use the fine tip marker, you're going to want to color small little areas. And I'm going to do opposite here. So I'm going to have red legs and blue lines. So what I'm going to do, markers are different than crayons. You don't want to scribble back and forth. It'll look really messy. When you use markers, you basically just want to go up and down slowly in one line. Okay? You do the same thing all throughout. You just follow that line, and then you keep coloring. All right, well there's my finished rocket, and super easy to do. Your challenge is to come up with 5 new rockets or space vehicles. And I want you to draw a different one every day for the next week. And make sure you post those pictures up on the Facebook page, Yellow Spot Sun, so I can see them. Now my girls are still working on their drawings, so I'm going to show you what they're doing right now, and then I'll show you their finished rocket when they're done.